Hi. Today I'm coming to you with a quick video. Now this will be my first time uploading a video, posting a video on TikTok. So if it's not the best video, forgive me, because this will be my first video. So I plan to upload this video on multiple platforms. But anyway, this is going to be a very quick short video where I want to share a brief testimony and also some words of wisdom. And it's about road rage. And it's about not, resisting road rage. And I have a confession to make. I have a major problem with road rage. And it's something I have to pray about every morning, that I not succumb to road rage. And since I've been praying about it on a regular basis, and not just when a major road rage incident happened, I started praying about it regularly. I see where I have gotten a lot better when it concerning road rage. But I got a test this morning when I was turning into my job, and I work on a college campus, and then you have students crossing the street. So when students are crossing the street, we stop, and even if they're not yet crossed the street, out of courtesy, I stop and let them cross. So I was turning into the parking lot to my job, and a student was standing waiting to cross, and where I was going to turn in. So I let him cross, and then I heard a horn behind me, and it was a big black truck. Big black GMC truck. You know how a lot of these truck drivers are. They think they own the highway when they're in those big vehicles. And anyway, the person blew at me, and I kind of stopped for a minute because I was like, wait a minute, did you blow at me? I went on and said, you blow at me? And then they blew again, and I was about to lay on my horn, but I stopped myself in time. And then I pulled in the parking lot, and they went on, but they parked in the same parking lot I parked in. And I got out my car, and I stood akimbo, hands on my hip, to let them know that I was not pleased with what they did, because they was very inconsiderate. I was stopping for a student to cross the street. And it was actually, the person driving the truck was actually a college student. And I did not see them get out of the car. So maybe they realized that it was one of the librarians they were blowing their horn at. But anyway, I just wanted to let them know that I was not pleased. But I'm just glad that it didn't become anything more than that. I've vented about it to my coworkers, but that was it. But then I went off in my office, and I thought about it. I said, you know what? It's not even worth it. It wasn't worth it to try and engage that individual. But that's just a quick testimony that I want to share. But it's just, you have to choose your battles. And like when it comes to the road rage, I had to learn that I had to pray about it on a regular basis, because from one day to the next, you're not going to be in the same mood. One day you may be running on a shorter fuse than you did yesterday or the other day. So that's why it's important that you pray for things like that. Pray for it constantly. And that road rage is a bad spirit, because people have gotten, unalived, deleted, or hurt due to that road rage. So it's very dangerous. So for me to try to engage that driver, student, whoever it was, that was very dangerous and foolish for me to have done. Like I said, I'm thankful that the Most High was, looking out for his foolish daughter, but, and I know it was something that an older sister shared with me, a sister that, it was a congregation I used to fellowship with years ago. And it was a sisters meeting. We was in like a sisters meeting, and I shared my testimony in the room about how I have a problem with road rage. And it was something that she said. She said what it is. She called me Kizzy. Says what it is a Kizzy, you're dealing with rebellious flesh. And what she meant by that, she was saying people who are, under the influence of the devil, under the influence of the adversary, they a lot of times be influenced by the adversary to provoke us. And that's when, and I was reminded of that. So a lot of times people, they're under the influence of the devil, influence of demons, and those demons try to provoke you. They influence them to try and provoke you and stir you up to get you out of character, to get you to lower your vibration, and therefore your peace, your shalom is gone. So you don't want people to do that, because a lot of times, sometimes you may be at the brink of a major breakthrough, and the adversary knows it, and he'll send one of his minions to come and try to keep you from receiving that, keep you from having that major breakthrough. So yeah, so I'm just glad that it didn't come to any more than what it came to. And I'm thankful, but I just want to say, a lot of times we have to resist that road rage demon, because that's what it is. And if you're like me, where you have an issue with it, pray about it every day, every night, whatever you have to do, because it's not worth it. But anyway, I hope you were edified by these few words. Until next time, be blessed.